Alright, what's going on, guys? So we are at a new spot here on Bintan Island. Going to be doing more microfishing, which is kind of going to be the whole trend for this Indonesia series. We're on like a swampy, marshy wetland area, and so far all I'm seeing here are those same like killifish that we caught last night in the last video. What were those called? The white dot killifish or white spot killifish, something like that. We got a little white spot right on top of their head. So that's all I'm seeing so far. So we'll probably get some of those, but hopefully we can find some other species kind of in the vegetation. It's really thick in there. So hopefully something from out of there can come up and go for our bait. So yeah, let's give it a shot and let's see what happens. Alrighty, so here's a better look at the environment that we're going to be fishing. As you can see, just super thick with all these grasses and plants and all this other stuff. What we're going to be using for bait, once again, just like yesterday, got a little piece of gulp redworm, a little split shot on a little Tanago hook. Like I said in the intro, I can see all these like white dot or white spot killifish here. So let's, I guess, try to catch one of those first. We'll take a look at it, and then hopefully we can find some other species in here, because there's got to be other stuff in here as well. So I'd like to find a bigger one first, just so we don't waste too much time with these little guys. Oh well, let's just drop this in here and see what happens. Got him. Dropped him, but let's take a look at him. Alrighty, so there's our first fish of the day. Fairly certain it is that same species of killifish we caught, I think, a half dozen of last night in a different spot closer to the hotel. And so far this is the only species I've seen here. There's a lot of them over here on the surface, like even just like right here. I can probably count at least a dozen of them. So yeah, let's get this guy back. Let's maybe walk around here a little bit, and let's see if we can find some other stuff. Got him. Let's go. Is this something different? I think it is, but let's get a better look at it. Stop jumping around. I think it is. Alright, so let's go. This is going to be a new species for sure. At least when I say for sure, I'm like 99.9% sure. I believe it's going to be some sort of a rasbora. And I haven't seen too many of these in here. And by I haven't seen too many, I mean this is literally the only one that I've seen. Those topwater killifish are super abundant here. And then I have also seen a good amount of like those really tiny little redfish that I also mentioned I saw in my video yesterday. I believe those are dwarf rasboras, and I've seen a couple of them, but those guys are just so tiny. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to be able to get a bait small enough and a hook small enough to catch those guys. But anyway, enough about that. This is, I think, going to be some sort of a rasbora. Definitely not a killifish. This guy was more toward the bottom and not toward the top like those other killifish. So yeah, not totally sure on what it is, but I am fairly confident this is going to be some sort of rasbora. And then pending ID, this will be a new addition to the life list. So fishing here is definitely not easy and not going to be easy. But if we can pick away at a couple new species like this, I'll be happy. Got him. What is this thing? Alright, so this is just going to be another one of those white dot, white spot killifish. By far, like I mentioned, by far the most common species here. I'm still seeing every once in a while something just a little bit different, but so far not really too much luck with all those different ones. So let's get a pic of this thing. It's still a cool fish. Let's get him back and let's keep fishing. Got him. What is this? I think it's the same species, but let's get him in the photo tank and double check. Yep, so it appears to be another one of those white spot, white dot killifish. So disappointing. This spot hasn't produced as well as I would have hoped. I kind of wish I would have brought my Crocs with me, because then I'd probably get in the water a little bit and maybe explore out there a little more, because right now I'm just kind of restricted to the shoreline. And on the shoreline there's not much going on. I haven't even seen those like little bright red dwarf rasboras in about an hour now. I saw them right when I first got here, and then haven't seen any since. And then really it's just been these guys. We got lucky with that one other rasbora looking thing, but besides that it's just been these little killifish. And I've actually been kind of trying not to catch them because they're fairly easy to catch. They're all over the place and they're very aggressive. So I've been trying to actually like pull my bait away from them when I see them. But hey, doesn't always work out. All right, let's get this guy back. Let's try to catch one more fish from here, and then we'll move on to the next spot I have mapped out for the day. Got him. What is this? Looks to be another one of those rasbora things I caught earlier. Let's get this guy in the photo tank. Alrighty, so I do believe this is the same species that we caught earlier, and again I think it's a rasbora, I'm not positive. So it is cooler than I guess the white dot, white spot killifish things. Only my second one I've ever caught of these guys, whatever it ends up being. But still, not a new species because we caught one of these earlier today. So let's get him back. I'll fish for a few more minutes here. If I get something new, I'll show it to you. If I get nothing new, I think we're gonna wrap it on up for the day. So let's get a pic of this guy. Let's get him back. And let's do that. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this video, and it was tough, but we got at least one new species, so that's better than 0 new species. And I expected this entire fishing trip over the next, however long I'm here, 10-11 days, to be pretty tough. It's really easy to just fish saltwater and throw shrimp around and just get a bunch of different species. But this is a way more challenging way of fishing, and the number of fish we're going to catch and the number of species of fish we're going to catch is going to be way lower than if I was fishing saltwater. But I think it's going to be more rewarding, at least personally for me, catching some of these species. Like that rasbora was pretty cool, at least I think that was a rasbora. So I'm happy I was able to get that. I did see those, what I think are dwarf rasboras, like the really, really tiny ones. Like the adults, they're like literally the width of my finger. So I saw those early on, couldn't get them to bite. I even used like a really, really tiny little piece of the goat maggot, and they didn't really want that. So I would love to catch one of those because they look really, really cool. But I don't know if we're going to be able to. I ended up losing the school of them somewhere here later on, and I haven't seen any in like the last, I don't know how long I've been here, an hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer, hour 45. So that's disappointing. But hey, we got one new species, which is better than 0 new species. I know I said that already, but it's true. So that's going to do it for this session. Going to grab something to drink, and then I think I'm going to try to find another new spot somewhere around here for us to fish this afternoon. So that's going to do it. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next time.